Hello! By now you should have already finished your marking out on both sides of the piece of wood. And this task now is about using cutting skills with precision and accuracy. We are going to cut these three sides. The tools that are going to use it is the tri-square, the tenor saw, the coping saw and the file. There are different ways of doing this. It's cutting different cuts until the imaginary line. Once you have cut all of those, you get the coping saw and gently we just go along this line. Can you see? We just need to cut 9mm or 8mm pieces of wood. For this task you should be wearing the goggles, obviously. And let's start. Then first thing I'm going to do is marking out 10mm along the waist area. And I'm going to start cutting with the tenor saw from the center onwards. And I'm going to end up with all these lines, making sure the edge, the lines from the edge are actually part of our design. This is why you have marked out on both sides. You are going to be more careful. And once you have cut all the lines vertical, we are going to use the coping saw to cut them along this bottom line. Once you're finished, we are going to use the file to waste any splinters that is left on the wood. First stage then is to mark out those vertical lines here. Okay, these vertical lines. Let's put it there. Then it will be 10mm apart. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 and 10. And using the tri-square, again holding the tri-square gently, I'm going to trace the lines. Okay. I trace all of them. And I'm going to now place the piece of wood on the vise as close as I can, but 10 centimeters, your imaginary line is 10mm from the base of the vise, then we don't damage the table. And one thing that I would like to say before we start cutting a line, because when it comes to these lines at the edge, I have to decide. I have the line there. Okay, let's use this one. I have this line here and this line here that actually is part of my product. You to think about, do I cut it inside, on the line, or outside of the line? So we discussed this during last lesson. Yes, we must cut inside of the line. Why is that? If I cut on the line or outside of the line, we are going to have the width of the phone, 8 to 1, plus the width of the blade. Then it's not going to be 8 to 1 anymore. It is going to be, usually it's 2mm, these blades, will be 8.3mm. Okay? I cut inside when I get to these lines. Alright, let's start our job. We start the cut. You can't just go, you can see the saw gets stuck. We have to start gently in this, doing this movement angle, and slowly bring the saw down until you have a full groove along the edge of the timber. To avoid us to harm our fingers, you can use a piece of wood. You put by the line and I slowly bring my saw down, double check. Yeah, and I created the groove now. I can just release it. Keep your hand far away. You see, I still have to. Okay, now it's fine. My first line. Okay. My second one. My third one. My next one. This is useful to avoid this, so slide over your finger. Bring it towards you. Okay. And now this side now. One level. As it goes down, you can see I have to get the groove. And I left on purpose the last one because I want to talk about it again. Okay, this is going to help me to when I'm cutting the bottom line there. This one I'm going to be more careful. Again, I'm going to cut inside of the line, okay? Inside of the line, otherwise will be the width of the phone plus 2 millimeters. I go there, have a look. And now I want to be very, very careful. And I'll keep looking if everything is going according to plan. And I keep a look on both sides. Always look on both sides. Yeah, it's fine. This last one, make sure I'm cut inside. Make the one. You see, I'm trying to make the groove there. Yes, keep it looking on both sides. And I end up with something like that. Okay? Alright? Great. You see, I always kept looking if I finished before that line there. Now I'm going to use the coping saw. This is the frame of the coping saw. This is the handle, and these are the clamps which holds the blade. I can move it around. Can you see? This is along the frame. If I turn, I can move it 45 degrees and make an angle of 90 degrees here from the frame. I'm going to start using along the frame. Look, slowly. Now I have to keep an eye because I want a good quality cut with precision. Okay, the first one gone. Keep looking both sides. Yes, you must look both sides to see if it's parallel to this edge. The frame is parallel. I'm cutting the second one. Can you see? Much easier. Third one. Fourth one. Another one. Another one. Okay, all done. Beautiful. Yes, I have some bumps there. I do have some bumps. Either I use the coping saw to try to fix, if you can develop the skills first, or use the file. And this is the handle. We hold like this. Usually you put your left, if you are right-handed, you put your left hand forward. And this hand should be on the other side, giving support. And the movement is like this, parallel to the edge, because we want this to be a nice product, very accurate, okay? We are using tools with precision and accuracy. All right, let's start. That, my hand there, my left leg forward, and I see where the bumps are. You take your time, guys, because we are learning. I have a bit more practice. I'm speeding up, but take your time. You just go, take your time. I'll be around helping you. Yeah, it's not bad. For this demonstration, I'm going to stop there. A recap. You want to have this end product. There are different methods of cutting this. Some people cut in diagonals, but I think this is the easiest way. We traced 10 millimeters lines along there that we are going to cut out, and we started cutting out from the middle, towards the edge. It gives us some skills, gives time for us to handle the saw. We are going to make sure we are taking more attention. Remember, when you are cutting, always keep looking on both sides to see if things are, the lines or the cut is ending in the right place. Once you have done that, we using the coping saw, because the blade is thin, it gives us scope to turn and cut bit by bit. Just take your time in this one, because the coping saw easily changes direction. You just need to take your time and slowly go in this direction. You're going to see some bumped bits. Use the file, and remember the file, you put one hand there and create a movement like this, regular movements. Okay, now is your turn to try these tools out. Remember what goes on, and be safe. Don't leave the tools at the edge of the table. Always leave the tools at the center of the table. Okay. I left at the edge of the table because I want you to see the tools. Always keep the tools at the center. Okay, off you go. Bye.